we get weird, really strange requests. And then it's never happened with any of our guests, but another convention told me a story about a certain celebrity, about how they, all the conventions we have a green room because we got to feed the talent. And so this other convention that was in a whole other state, they told me the story where they had this really major sci-fi star, and they're at the green room and they're serving them his lunch, and he goes, "I don't want this. I want a steak from this restaurant that's 45 minutes away," and like literally like threw the food on the floor, and then and like made this poor convention like send some kid out and go pick up the steak, and then the kid comes back like an hour later and the steak's cold, and he like throws that on the floor. It's cold.
Oh
Like,
man.
so I mean, I'll never name names, but I've seen some weird stuff. I've heard some weird stuff. You get some pretty odd requests. It's kind of like I want a brandy glass with full of green M&Ms. Things like that. I think that is true. So, but for the most part, everyone's really cool and fun. But there's strange things. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K when you have like over 63,000 people. This year we're expecting over 75,000 people, so I'm sure there'll be some more stories and funny things. I still think for me too, I think it's still funny and cool at the same time. Like I walk into the bathroom and there'll be like a hot glue gun plugged into the bathroom of the convention center because a cosplayer is like fixing their costume, you know.
Well, that's what's got to be strange because now, I mean, you have such a changing, demographic of stars, and you have a changing dynamic of stars. Because back in the day, it would be okay. You know that your stars are coming either from comic books or coming from TV or coming from film, and now you can have a YouTube star. So someone who literally a month ago was just a regular Joe on the street is a star, and I think that yes, obviously you can have a regular celebrity who came up maybe through television or movies be a certain way or not even be I don't know if trained or however you want to say mature in a way and they can still act up like maybe even the steak guy, but you also can have these people who are YouTube stars that can act in a certain way. So does that make it more difficult that you could have these YouTube celebrities or people like that where you have to have talent management be different because you're dealing with so many different type of stars from so many different mediums?
Yes and no. Like for us, we just have really good contracts. So as long as we spell out, like, hey, you need this, or like what they want, and then of course we go like, okay, no, we're not. You can't bring 20 goats into the convention center, or like, no, we're not getting you a helicopter. But as long as everything's spelled out, we're fine with making some requests and doing things. But obviously, there's stuff that we won't do. But you see, it's what's really interesting is like the bigger names that are celebrities, they have the least asks. It's always the newer people, or maybe the people that don't have as big, as recognizable, that have like the stranger requests for some reason. That is something that I have noticed. But I mean, it's all good. Like, bottom line is, it comes down to you come to the show and you're there for your fans to meet, and you make our fans happy because they want to meet you. And as long as that works out, we're cool with it. And we shy away from, because all the conventions, we all talk amongst ourselves. People don't know this, but most of the conventions we're friends, and we go like, hey, what do you think about this person or this person? What I heard something like this happen. And so we're like, we get a good sense of like the people who are, because there's some celebrities are just really mean to their fans, and we don't ever want that at our show. Like, we're so against that. So we'll stay away from people that we hear are rude to fans, because we want all of our, because like for us, we're putting this on for the fans, and we want the fans to have the best experience possible. So we only want the sweethearts of the industry there to meet and be with our fans,